there, my name is Becky and today is the very first day of the rest of my life. Today I am doing for you my first video, the first of which I hope will be many. Today we're going to make a lemon blueberry coffee cake, which will put all the other coffee cakes that you've had at stores, in restaurants to shame, I promise. We're going to use all these materials right here in front of me, and you'll see, like I said, it's a blueberry lemon cake. But the surprising thing about it is we're not going to use any lemon juice in the cake. We're just going to use lemon rind. First thing we're going to do is we are going to make the topping for this cake, which in this dish right here, I have 3 tablespoons of butter that's been melted. I'm going to add to it a 1/4 cup of flour. And to that, I am going to add a 1/2 cup of sugar. Take a fork and mix everything up till it's well blended together and is at a lumpy consistency. All right, so now that I've got the topping for the blueberry cake made, what I'm going to do is get the batter done. Now with this batter, I'm using my freestanding blender, which I love, by the way, and I'm going to use this paddle right here. You don't want to use the whisk because that's for thinner batters. This batter is going to be much thicker, so we're going to use this because it's going to do the best job at blending everything. First thing we're going to get into this is a 1/2 stick of butter, which is room temperature. And then I'm going to add 2 cups of sugar. Turn your blender on low and slowly increase the speed until everything is well incorporated. All right, the next step is we're going to blend all the dry ingredients together. This means flour, salt, and baking powder. Even though I buy pre-sifted flours, I go ahead and sift it again along with my other dry ingredients because that makes the batter easier to deal with. It blends all the mixes, all the dry ingredients together. So it gives us a better consistency, but it definitely makes it easier for me in the blender when I'm using that. So this is calling for 2 cups of flour. And then add a 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So now we're sifting everything together. This is a tablespoon of lemon rind. I have gone ahead and scraped this off of a lemon, 1 lemon, a little bit ago, and I'm going to go ahead and blend it in with the butter and sugar mixture as I add the flour as well. So I'm going to alternate adding the flour, the lemon rind, and the milk, starting the mixer at low, and then I'm going to incorporate eggs one at a time until I've got a thick batter. So we're going to add the best part to the cake batter next, which is the blueberries. Now, when you're baking cakes, when you're doing any type of baking with fruit is heavy. So you always, hopefully, are going to be utilizing a thicker batter when you're doing this, unless the goal is to have everything at the bottom. So as you see when you look at the video, this is a really thick batter, and I'm not using my blender to put in to whisk the blueberries into this, because if I do, the blueberries will break and then I'll have a really blue coffee cake. But this is 2 cups of blueberries. You can see there's tons of blueberries throughout. It's very thick, and that's how it should be. So for the coffee cake, you can utilize a traditional, like a bundt cake pan or a regular cake pan, but I'm using a spring foam pan that is generally used for cheesecakes. The reason I'm doing that is because I don't want it to bubble over. I want it to be a nice even rise on both sides. And I can also unlock this and take it off of the cake. So this pan here is a 9-inch spring foam, and it's been loaded with parchment paper, which I bought at a bakery store, already cut out, but you can definitely buy boxes of it or rolls of it at the grocery store and just do a manual cut too. That works as well. So let's go ahead and get the cake in the pan. We're gonna bake it at 350 degrees for 45 minutes to an hour. Let me get this all evenly pressed out. Doesn't it look good? And it's not even cooked yet. I'm gonna grab it and spread it out. This is the crumble topping, which again is 3 tablespoons of butter, a 1/4 cup of flour, and a 1/2 cup of granulated sugar. It goes. So the blueberry coffee cake is out of the oven. It actually took an hour to cook. In Arizona, at my elevation, it might take you less time or more. Always start with 45 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and unwrap it like a Christmas present to show you what this spring foam pan does for it. Right here, just a bit. There's the cake. If you look down here, you'll see there's the parchment paper that I put in the bottom of it, so on the bottom of the pan, so that I would be able to get this over to my cake plate easily and get it off of the bottom of the spring foam. There we go. Okay, so now that the coffee cake is out of the oven, cooked, and on my cake plate, I'm gonna go ahead and make the lemon glaze to go over it. Remember how I said in the cake, all we used was lemon rind, not lemon juice. The lemon juice is actually gonna go into lemon glaze, which is just simply powdered sugar and a tablespoon or 2 of a lemon. Always start with juice of 1/2 a lemon, add it to the powdered sugar and stir it until there's no lumps. And it's a bit liquidy, but a little bit thick. If you need to add lemon juice, add more until it's spreadable, and just stir until there's no lumps. If you want to make a professional looking coffee cake, you can take your glaze, put it into a pastry bag or a lunch bag, cut the tip off, and just run it evenly across the top of the coffee cake. Thanks for joining me today while I did my first video. I hope you liked it. I hope I gave you some helpful insights, or at least an awesome recipe for a coffee cake that's fit for a king. If you did like it, please subscribe to my channel so you can follow up with me on my next videos. And I hope you make this, because it really, really is awesome. You have no idea. You wish you were here taking a bite with me right now. Okay, I gotta go and eat this. Bye.